Welcome to the Bookworm Bindery with Cathy-Lynn, and this is part 4 and the final part of my chatting about my business while working on journals that I'm getting ready to put into shop. So we have been working on this book, so we're going to get these signatures sewn in while I chat. And the subject of chat today is craft fairs. So okay, let's see, can I do this with you far enough up that I don't keep smacking you? And the answer is, I don't know. Sorry about this, it's like bad, but it's gonna get better. Like, hopefully that'll do it. Okay, let's see what I can do. I'll move it a little farther forward as well. So, craft shows are something that I want to pick up on in the fall of 25, going into the spring of 26. In Tucson, craft shows that happen outside do not happen in the summer. It is just too hot. And you know, we and the world can joke all we want about it's a dry heat, but that is not a big deal one way or the other if it is 112 degrees outside. So there's not craft shows outside. Now, there are farmers markets in the summer. They often start earlier, and that might be something to look at. But farmer's market is a farmer's market, and craft things are not as common. And if you're going to go in and you're going to pay for a booth, you really want people to maybe be expecting you. So that would have to be something I think you'd have to go to the same farmer's market for 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks in a row for people to go, oh yeah, she's going to be there. She's always there. Okay. So Christmas markets are always good for me. These sell well. And so that is something that will be happening. I will be doing for the 3rd year a local church's craft sale. It's big and has, I don't know, I haven't counted, and I think I was told at one point that there was like, I don't know, 85 vendors or something. It's indoors, and I hope that by coming in on the 3rd year that there will be people watching for me. You know, that's always a great feeling when that happens. I do have a neighborhood public pool that has a yard sale twice a year. And a few years ago, I started setting up at that. And I was the only craft table at the yard sale. But I would tell people, yeah, you know, I'm going to be over in the craft side, all over there all by myself. And then I have actually, okay, this is a little harder to do behind the camera. I have talked to a few people to come in and craft with me. Do craft sales with me. And then the pool association was like, well, let's do a Christmas craft fair. And we did. It was small. I think there were about 9 of us. And attendance was small. But we're going to do it again this year. So hopefully that will be a little better. We'll get a few more vendors and more people coming in and see if we can't get something established nicely. In Tucson, we do have the 4th Avenue Street Fair twice a year. But those booths are very expensive. So you're not paying 40 or 50 bucks for a setup. You're paying 500 bucks for a setup. And yes, it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And yes, thousands of people go through. And I feel like I would have to have so much stock. I mean, when you look at that, you look at that and you think, okay, so if the general rule is you have to have 2 to 3 times more value than what you want to make or stock that you want to sell, depending on how you like to look at your numbers. If you figure, I don't know, let's figure that the average book costs about $23 to $25 to make, just to make table. I would be looking at selling approximately 20 books. And you would think, oh, you've got, 10,000 people coming through and days and into the evenings, and that shouldn't be a problem. And it shouldn't be. So then you look at that and you say, okay, well, I've sold 20 books and I've made table. So now I need to make, another 40 books in sales to look at that and truly say, okay, I've broken even, I have made some money. But if you're actually looking to make a profit, then you're going to have to probably sell another 40 or 50 books beyond that. And now all of a sudden we're looking at selling, 100 or better books. And right now my stock is, I think, only at about 60 or a little less. And that's with the books that I'm working on right now. Assuming that they're going to be, finished and ready to go into the stores. So this week, they have to be done this week because I'm setting up an additional space at the Sorrow Square next week on Monday, and I need 10 books unless I sell something that's already there, in which case I need how many ever I sell in addition to the 10 books. And okay, so this book is done. This book now has its stitching. I will go back and trim these pockets front and back, has its inventory and signature, well, initials at the top of that. And now we're going to be looking at this one. So this particular one, as you can tell, is a Harry Potter. It's got Hedwig. And then we have Harry, Hermione, and Ron riding on the Griffith. And then here's your Griffith flying off on his own. Griffin, if you want me to say that in some form of English. Okay, so I did go ahead and cut my white linen threads and set them into little piles of 3. Now, I like to put pockets in my books. Always in the back. I like to have them in the front. Doesn't always work out that way, just because I guess sometimes I just feel like doing something different. But because of the really cool pictures that I got out of a coloring book, I didn't want to cover them up. And I didn't have 2 of the same color to say, put a piece here that would just match up. Didn't have that. So what I did is I went to the back of the coloring book where there were some photographs or artwork or something. I think they're photographs from the set. And I pulled this exact picture. And then I went ahead and just found another one with Harry, upside down and all. But, I don't want to put him there. That's going to hide my cool design. So what I ended up doing is I added a signature cover sheet on the front and the back, but not the middle. And I'm going to glue these pieces, these cool pictures on as pockets. So there'll be one in the front and one in the back. And it won't take up the writing space of the papers. So these will get glued in once these are sewn in. And I have got I don't think that's right. I have gotten, I think maybe that's right, the holes poked in both the spine. Better do this right side up. Okay, here we go. Both the spine and the pages. So they're ready to be stitched in. I think where I left off in part 3, which would have been yesterday if you're watching these as they come out, I had gotten the holes poked into the spine, but not the pages. So then later I got the pages poked to holes, and I got the pictures for the pockets, and now we're doing this. So I would like to pick up a few more. Oh, whoops. Stay in the same set of holes. It's kind of crucial. I'd like to pick up a few more craft sales. There is a craft sale, craft fair that happens weekly in all during the fall, winter, and spring. And that is, let me see if I can find this somewhere. I have the application. It is for the SAAFB, Artisans Market, and this is a non-profit animal assistance group. Oh, okay, let's tie a square knot. Right over left. Left over right. Makes a knot, square and tight. And then one more time just in case. Just the right over the left part. Oh, nice and tight. So you can drop off dog and cat food. You can go in and buy things. They have things for sale in the shop. But if you need help, or you know somebody who needs help with dogs or cats and maybe even other animals as well, you can get assistance. And I feel like anytime I can sell at an event that is for a good cause, I feel like, I don't know, it just makes you feel good, I guess. Okay, just a second here. I'm not going to turn you off, but I have a cat who thinks he should be able to get up on the table, and it's not a good idea. Okay, that would have been Harlan. And because he didn't come up on the table and walk in front of the camera, you... Really? Really? Oh my goodness gracious. We'll just start that again. Okay, sir, can you go spend some time someplace else? I do love you, but you need to get down. Thank you. All right, back at it, and hopefully not doing something weird. Okay. So I tend to like that. Not that I have any problem with people running craft shows for profit. I think that's great too. But one of the things I think is interesting is the different outlook, maybe, of the patrons of an event that is a fundraiser for a good cause. People come maybe planning on spending a little bit more money, or at least spending some money. I don't know. I don't know. What have you found? If you've sold at craft sales, or, gone to them, do you have a kind of a different viewpoint of the patrons, the patrons that come to shop? I know that with the pool, which is a non-profit neighborhood association type pool, not neighborhood association like you can't put a second car in your front yard or fly an American flag, but these are the things that we are working towards in our neighborhood. It's a little bit more of it's a neighborhood association without being, I don't know, policing your yards and your lifestyle. So the same people come to that. And then, of course, they tell their friends, and sometimes people you don't know show, which is fine too. And hundreds of people come through. It's a 2-day thing. It's a Friday and a Saturday. mornings. It goes from like 7 in the morning until, honestly, I don't know, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, something like that. And it's not uncommon for people to come back. They'll come back on that Saturday looking to see if something's still there, and will it be cheaper? I'm sure. But people throughout the weekend keep bringing and dropping things off. So notification goes out on the Nextdoor platform and on the website for the pool saying, if you want to bring anything up and donate it to the pool, that's great. If you want to come up and rent a space, it's really inexpensive. And you can, do your own yard sale within our yard sale. And so, people do both of those things. But it's I don't know. I love to people watch. So it's fun and interesting to see people show up with their pickup truck and they just back it right into the big double gates. And they're like, I have this stuff to unload. So I think a lot of people in my neighborhood know that this happens. And so you come back a second day just because you don't know what's there now. So you're hoping something you wanted is still there. And maybe something that you didn't see before is there. And so because they are neighbors I've waved at, or people I say hi to, or people that I know, I have found that I am getting a lot of repeat customers and repeat business at that little yard sale. And that's great. And I feel like, I'm helping out the community. So that's great. And it affords me people watching time, which I love. Okay, here we go. Okay, so here's the question that you can answer all you like, but by the time you see this, it'll have been decided. So this happens in the first year, and I feel like maybe it should go first. However, this one matches this page, and I feel this one should go first. So I'm going to tell you that what I'm going to put in there first is this one. It's probably silly, but I decided I wanted to round these corners. At least I think that's what I decided. My corner rounder is happy with this, so good. Excuse me as I wrap my arms around you. Okay. I think it needs a little maintenance. It's cutting very well, but its spring or the handles are tough. So I think it needs to be oiled, and I probably just need to speak to, I think the term that comes to mind is a machinist, but really I just need to talk to anybody who's accustomed to machines that can say, yep, let's oil that here, here, and here. Because it cuts fine, but sometimes I can't get it to squeeze shut. And I know I'm not weak like that, so. Okay, so here we go. So we ended up sacrificing the monster book and the tree. Okay, well, we'll live. We will. Because none of this is a life and death matter. And there's no reason to make it into one. Okay. I'm going to bring it up off of the bottom just a little bit, so that if there's some overrun glue like this, it doesn't affect the pages beneath it. I have to bring in the eraser, I think. Yeah, because this is a glossy paper, it's not as absorbent, and it's going to mush out more of the glue like this. Okay, let me wipe this glue off my fingers and then get this pressed down. Okay. And reach for the eraser. So it's good to put things away because, when you need them, you can just reach for them. But if I'd left it sitting right here, let's see, we're into this almost 20 minutes. If I'd have left it there 25 minutes ago, I could have just picked it up and used it. That's okay. I'm sure reaching is good for you. All right, so now we have a pocket here. And we'll put a pocket here. Okay, pocket. Oh, werewolves. Sorry, werewolf. Maybe you'll be comfortable here in the dark of the pocket. Try not to eat anything that gets put in the pocket. I'm just gonna mush this out flatter and then wipe that finger on a piece of scrap paper. Okay. So one of the reasons why I like pockets just because you can put stuff in them and it doesn't matter whether you're talking pants or coats or books. But I do have business card bookmarks, tags, what have you. So it tells you the name of the business and my social information, the website and the YouTube channel and the Instagram channel and the places that I sell, which would be my shop and Saguaro Square and then just craft shows, call for craft show information. And hang on just a second, I'm going to put you on hold and I'm going to grab one out of the box. Okay, so here is one of these tags. So it has my phone number and my website and the YouTube and just, the different information, some basic book information. And that gets tucked in. So that's what's going to go in here, but instead of a pretty floral with bees on it and stuff, I'll probably see if I can't find something a little more Harry Potterish. It just seems nice. I told myself when I started making these, I'm not going to match them to the books, but I do find myself doing that sometimes. Okay, now this particular book, as you can see, has ties. And so I put those on some books and not on others. Sometimes I put ties that attach in here, like they'll go under these threads and just wrap around. And some have no closures whatsoever. But this one does. So there we go. And I'm going to set it aside and trim up these edges, and more than likely don't think I'll leave them there, and get the book tags in each of these. Okay, so I still have about 6 more books that need to be stitched. This is cute. It's great for Dad. It's great for the woman who has her tools. My niece and I, she's an adult, but since she was probably a preteen even, we always did things. We always worked on projects and worked in the garden. And so growing up with her, we always called ourselves the girls with power tools. And oh, that's not what I want. I decided I wanted this off-white. Yeah. So, girls with power tools. And this turns out really well because, we have to fix the push lawnmower or sharpen the blades. We have to change out our weed eater line. We have to get up on the roof and work on the evaporative cooler. Just, there's just life things. Knock some nails into the wall to put up a picture. And this is the kind of thing that really anybody can do. And so we have our tools and we have our pegboard and our tool chest. So tools are not just for men. Okay, so let's take this one. I don't know. If you have any questions about yard sales or comments or suggestions, leave them, please. It helps a lot to have interaction with people that are watching. It helps the channel, keeps us viable. Not that I'm a particularly viable thing now, but oh, this one does not have its holes punched, but I aim to, right? So there will come a time when I have more than 40 some, and I appreciate my 40 some followers. I do. And if you want to be one of them, why, I think it would be great if you go in and subscribe, hit the like button if you've enjoyed this video. And that way I can continue making more content. And if you pop into the Dance of Arabia shop or the, I've already lost my marking things, or Saguaro Square, or if you meet up with me at a I guess I'll try this one, a craft sale, then, you know, that'll be really cool. Say hi and kind of go from there. So thanks for coming along for the ride, and I hope that you have a lot of fun with your papers. If you did not catch the numbers 1 through 3 of this particular series, definitely go over and check them out. They're in the playlist, and you can hear me babbling about other parts of my business. All right. Again, please like if you enjoyed this video. Feel free to leave a comment. I would truly appreciate it. And as we head into the 30-minute mark, I'm gonna call it a day, and I will be back with content on Finish It Friday. And from the looks of my stash of business card book marks, that may be what I'm doing the rest of this week after I finish up these books. I may be doing Finish It Up Friday bookmarks to put in the backs of my books, because there's not very many left. So we'll see. Maybe I've gotten it done and I have something else to play with, but you'll have to come back and see, I guess, for that one. So thanks so much for popping in and watching this. And again, check out Friday and check out back. Go back and look at session or parts 1, 2, and 3 for this if you're interested, and watch those. So, all right, I'm going to let you go as we hit that, get really close to that 30-minute mark, and have a great week. Thanks so much.